The Tulsa Fire and Police Department say a 7-year-old who was autistic and nonverbal has been found dead after being reported missing on Thursday. Captain of the Tulsa Police Department says it conducted a search for Asher Judkins that involved about 100 police officers, helicopters, drones, dogs, and boats. First responders say they looked for Asher for 6 hours with the K-9 unit, ultimately finding his body just 2 blocks from his home near a creek.
There's so many elements that were working against this child. You know, the fact that it was, over 100 degrees constant. We've got now humidity because of a little bit of rain. So it's very challenging for anybody. And especially a child who maybe is neurodivergent, they're not that self-aware of the dangers of that, coupled with, nearby bodies of water. So it's just a recipe for tragedy.
While the medical examiner will determine the cause of death, the family said they are assuming he drowned. Family told our Tulsa affiliate that DHS took their other child into custody while the investigation continues. A new water plant in Hot Springs has been clearing up worries about running out of water. City Manager Bill Burrows says the new water plant went live in April and the facility has the capacity of producing 40 million gallons a day. This is a 10-year project in the making. When the old facility exceeded 80% capacity more than 50 times, they say they knew it was time to fix it.
We did something in this water supply project that's never been done in North America. We bored a 60-inch hole, basically a pipe, through Blakely Mountain about a half mile and came out into the depth of Lake Ouachita that gravity feeds water 17 miles to this plant. Saves a lifetime of pumping costs.
Burrows says there is also more space available to build another plant with all the ground fixtures ready to go if needed in another 50 years or so. Arkansas's governor has declared a state of emergency for wildfires burning in South Arkansas, more particular in Union County. State of emergency allows the governor to allocate resources where they're needed most. She also sent 2 National Guard Black Hawk helicopters to help fight the wildfires. Fire chief, however, says this does not necessarily mean there's any danger.
We just ask for the residents to be patient. There's going to be smoke in the area, and there's nothing we can really do about that smoke at this time. As the winds shift, we'll see smoke here in town, and so for the El Dorado residents, we need to let them know that that just because we have smoke in town doesn't mean that there's any danger at this point.
The Arkansas Department of Agriculture says fire lines have been established around this entire fire. It's about 80% contained at this point. Storms in Oklahoma have left one family picking up the pieces. Marcy Thomas says the storm started out like any other storm, but once the wind kicked up, she could feel pressure inside her room. When she opened her doors, she saw the front windows of her home were broken with flying glass around. When she looked up, that's when she says the roof lifted off the home.
We yelled and we had nowhere to go. I was running in a circle trying to figure out where to hide, but you can't hide. There's glass everywhere. And so we just got on the ground and praying.
The damage to the home is extensive, with the majority of the roof gone, debris scattered all across every inch of her property. Those prayers, however, did not go unanswered, as Marcy and her children are okay. The Ozark Bug Crawl back today for a 5th year in Cane Hill. The family-friendly event was held in partnership with the University of Arkansas's Department of Entomology and Plant Pathology. What began as a nature-based educational program has quickly grown into a larger effort to celebrate the abundance of insect life in this area. That event, something historic Cane Hill Programs and Events Coordinator Amanda Cothran says will educate the public not just on what the insects do, but how they help the environment.
And we believe that if you know more about these insects, you're going to be less likely to endanger them, right? So you're going to protect their habitat. You're going to understand about the important pollinators, because pollinators are more than just bees. Bees are very important, but there are multiple pollinators that exist that are right in front of you all day.
Dr. Austin Jones with the University of Arkansas and a group of his students led the crawl, where attendees could document different insects, all for a chance to win some prizes. Fort Smith native and Detroit Pistons guard Isaiah Joe spent the afternoon holding a basketball camp at his high school alma mater in Fort Smith today. Camp gave young children an opportunity to develop their basketball skills, all while learning about teamwork, sportsmanship, and leadership from Joe himself, along with experienced coaches from his camp. Now, Joe says he hopes the kids learned more than anything.
So we got some of the best trainers around the way. We got my personal trainer. We have Rodney Perry, who's very well known. We have many guys that are actually through the weeds here at Northside. Really, today's about having fun, but when you have fun, you learn a lot more. So they give a lot of good stuff. Hopefully they can find something that they can take to their daily lives, whether that's working out or off the court. So we just try to give them any bits of information they can to be successful in life.
Everybody had a great time today. Just yesterday, Joe had a street named after him in Fort Smith, part of North 25th. It's now officially known as Isaiah Joe Court. A first for Fort Smith tonight as the city welcomes its first black rodeo. Riders from across the country are at Harper Stadium competing. For one local cowboy, though, riding there is nothing new. 5 News reporter Taylor Howard shows us how a rodeo tradition is meeting a new generation.
Stanley Criswell has been coming here to Harper Stadium since the early 80s. After more than 4 decades around the rodeo, he's not planning to hang up his hat anytime soon.
I'll be 90 years old. I'll be still riding horses.
Criswell now leads the Rough Riders and Saddle Club and says the rodeo has become a family affair.
Even my mother, she just turned 103. She said she was coming out tonight. I got sisters and they all come out, nieces, nephews, they all get involved.
But this rodeo is a first for Fort Smith. Criswell says he hopes it introduces more people to a part of cowboy history they may not know.
A lot of people don't think that it's black cowboys. They don't know. So they need to read their history books. We welcome everybody.
Miss Black Rodeo USA, Mariah Beckham, says she's thinking about the little girls watching from the stands.
I'm a first-generation cowgirl, and I've only been riding for about 5 years now.
She says she wants them to get an earlier start than she did.
I hope that they get the chance to see themselves again where I did not see myself as a young girl. I didn't get on my first horse to the age of 21, so I hope them as babies on up to where I am today, they say, hey, I want to do that, and they get the chance to.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Taylor Howard, 5 News.